Okay, so our previous lesson we talked about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. And now we're going to go back and talk for just a few minutes about writing equations in standard form. So if you're given 2 points like this, you have 3, -1, and the point 2, -3, and you want to write an equation in standard form, you have to find some important things just like we needed to know before. We're going to have to know something about the slope or the y-intercept. And so there's a couple different ways that you can look at this. What we're going to do first is we're going to find the slope of this line. And we can find the slope using the slope formula. Okay, so we're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And remember, this is x1 and y1, x2 and y2. So we're going to subtract our y's. So we're going to take -3 and subtract -1. And then we're going to subtract our x's, and we're going to do 2 minus 3. And when you simplify, you get -2 over -1, which means the slope of this line is 2. Okay, now that we have the slope, and we know that we have some points we can use, we're going to pick one of these points and use this slope, and we're going to put it into the point-slope equation. Okay, so first we found our slope. This is step 1. And now we're going to go to step 2 and put it into the point-slope equation. So we're going to do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And it doesn't matter which point you pick. I'm just going to go with this one right here. It's got a 1 in there. It's going to be a little easier to work with. So we're going to do y minus -1 is equal to the slope times x minus x1 there, which is 3. And then we're just going to simplify. We get y plus 1 equals 2x minus 6. Now at this point, if we're wanting to go into standard form, that means we want our x and our y on the same side of the equation. So we're going to need the x and the y on the same side. The y is over here on the left, so let's go ahead and just move the 2x over here with it. So now what you have is -2x plus y and plus 1 all on the same side, and then -6 on the other side. Then we're going to need to move the 1 away from the x and the y. So we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So what we have is -2x plus y equals to -7. So now you have an equation in standard form that's definitely going to go through these 2 points right here. Okay? So again, our steps, we have to find the slope, then we have to put it into point-slope form. Once you get it into point-slope form, step 3 is going to be to rearrange it into standard form, just like you see right here. Now also remember that sometimes we do not like our first coefficient, our leading coefficient, to be negative. So if that's the case, then you could just multiply the entire equation by -1, and then that's just going to reverse all of the signs right here when it distributes out, and you would come up with 2x minus y equals 7. So either one of those would be correct. Okay, so there's some examples that go with lesson 4.3 on how to write equations in standard form.